Here is a little advice on adding glaze to your project. As you can see, it's kind of a shiny glass-like coating. We don't glaze the bottom of our project so it doesn't stick to the shelf. Glaze does not look that nice when you first put it on. It's kind of chalky in appearance and very dull. And we can use a special kind of glaze that I have, this brand only, to add to unfired clay. You probably noticed a slight difference in color in the 3 little pots that I have here. This one has been fired. As you can see, it's very, very white, much like the bottom of the glazed project that's been fired. And then the one that's a light gray just means that most of the moisture is out of the clay, and the one that is kind of dark gray is still got a lot of moisture in it. Ideally, you want it to be light gray using this special glaze for unfired clay. Like I said, ideally, if you're going to use this glaze, you want to use the light gray, but I'm going to use one of my already fired examples just so I'm not glazing a student's project. When you apply glaze, you're going to kind of go one way. You're not going back and forth so you don't accidentally kind of scrub it off. And remember, you can glaze the inside bottom, but not the bottom where it sits. You'll notice that it dries relatively quickly, so it goes from being kind of shiny to suddenly chalky, and once it gets dry and not shiny in appearance, you're able to add another coat. And I would say try and have a goal of adding 2 or 3 coats of glaze for the best results. So here you can see where I really layered them up, and you can also see where I didn't put as much glaze. It's almost kind of streaked looking on the green areas. If you decide you would like to use multiple colors, you can. Just like paint, it's really important to rinse your brush very, very thoroughly and use a sponge or a paper towel to get off the extra water. You do not want extra water in the glaze because it will cause it to get watered down and not be as thick and nice looking on your project. When you're finished, carefully place the lid on top of the small plastic cup. You don't have to push hard, be very gentle so you don't smush the cup and waste glaze. And then your project can go back on the tray, and when it is completely dry, I will fire it for you. And please remember, the drying and firing process, it takes a long time, so you probably won't get it back for a little while.